Netanyahu is officially backing out of the original ceasefire deal that was agreed upon in January. Today was supposed to be the end of Phase 1. Phase 2 would include the release of all the remaining hostages and Israel completely withdrawing from the Philadelphia corridor, along with a permanent ceasefire. But the Israelis are trying to push an American-suggested plan instead, extending Phase 1, releasing half of all the remaining hostages, and if there is a permanent ceasefire, then the other half will be released. Again, trying to avoid withdrawing from the Philadelphia corridor, which was supposed to be completed by March 9th. And because Israel's favorite foreplay is collective punishment, they have also stopped all humanitarian aid from going into the Gaza Strip on the day that Ramadan has started. Mainstream media is also fully aware of Netanyahu's plan to sabotage ending this war. An Israeli source told CNN that Phase 2 would be a declaration that the war is over, and that's not ever going to happen. They'll keep it as vague as possible. And when Phase 2 negotiations were supposed to be underway by February 3rd, Netanyahu went to Washington instead of going to Cairo. CNN was also informed by an Israeli official that the IOF was intending to occupy the Philadelphia corridor after Phase 1 had ended. Despite Netanyahu being solely responsible for sabotaging this deal that he had agreed to, this is what mainstream media is going to show. Israel agrees to ceasefire extension. Hamas refuses. Hamas stalls ceasefire talks. Hamas refuses. Israel agrees to ceasefire extension proposal. Hamas rejects Israel's extension. Purposefully trying to make it look like Gaza is the party that is unwilling to come to an agreement, when in fact the agreement was already on the table, already agreed to, and Netanyahu is trying to make changes to it so they don't complete a permanent ceasefire. And if you're looking for other signs that Israel is planning to go back to war in Gaza, the United States has just fast-tracked $3 billion of weapons sales to the apartheid state. And they did this on some emergency clause, meaning that these sales will not be subject to review by the House and Senate Foreign Relations Committees. Israel is also once again opening fire on the northern Gaza Strip.
إطلاق النار ما زال مستمر تجاه منازل المواطنين في منطقة المصريين.
So I'm going to be paying attention to what the reactions are from Israel halting humanitarian aid, since that is a massive breach in ceasefire negotiations. I think the timing is not only very strategic because it was the start of Ramadan, but because it's being overshadowed by everything that's happening in Ukraine. Yeah, that's all I got. Fuck.